Flosstube. Welcome back. My name is Teresa. This is the Garden Goose Stitcher Flosstube, where I talk about my stitching. This is episode 18, and it's April something. 4? Possibly the 4th. I don't know. I had bunko last night. I think it was the 3rd, but I have no confidence in that. You should check your own calendar, maybe. I don't know. It's the beginning of April. I know that. And last time we talked, it was March. So whatever that equals. My name is Teresa. Thank you for coming back, or thank you for finding me. I like to talk about my stitching. I like to talk about my garden and my geese. And so that's why I call myself my Flosstube that. This week has been a whirlwind. It went by so fast. I have to say, if you've been following along, I've been doing that. I did that March mania style stitch a marathon in March, and I have never in my life had a March go by so fast. Ever. I don't know why March always usually drags on, school or whatever, but it went so fast. I couldn't believe it. Somebody forgot to go to bunko last night, and she's like, I don't know why I totally forgot. And I said, maybe because it doesn't seem like it should be April yet. So it's like it should be March. But so things have been weird around here. Nate finished up his driver's training, so now he has his permit, so I don't have to ever talk about that ever again, hopefully. Yeah, so I'm glad that's over. But then hockey practice started back up. We were really lucky because the spring hockey season, he missed like 2. Oh, they're not really draft skates, but they were like intro draft skates type of thing. And then they took a week off for spring breaks, and that happened to help with driver's training schedules, and we didn't miss very much. So they went. That's where they are today. So hockey's back going. So now I'll just complain about that. It's okay. We'll eat dinner at 7:45. It's fine. Nothing else really happened. I went to bunko. It was a good one. And my seedlings are thriving. They're almost touching the light, so now I need to maneuver that. The weather forecast has really improved, and I thought about putting them out in the greenhouse. I don't have a freeze in the extended forecast. I'd hate to move them back and forth, but I could do it. This is the first time. Well, this is the first year I've had like the greenhouse the whole season. Last year it didn't get finished until like mid-May, so I started my seeds in the kitchen window and then moved them out once they'd been up potted. But now I kind of think, based on the temperatures it gets in there, I could possibly put them out there. I'm thinking about it. But we're going to get more snow and more frozen weather. But right now, knock on wood, seems a little spring-like around here. The mitten. I have friends in South Dakota, and everybody out there is ranting and raving. They hit a big blizzard. Glad it's not me. But my seeds are doing really, really well. I think everything is pretty much popped up. My melons have not, but I don't know that it's warm enough for that. I don't know. They have time, but everything else is going well. The geese are laying. I need to buy an incubator so that I can incubate some eggs and get some goslings. Because I really want more goslings, and I have a bunch of friends and cousins and stuff that want goslings. They want geese too. They're a great alarm system. So otherwise, I've been stitching. I really feel like I've been stitching a lot. I don't know. I tidied up the house and everything. So, I had to majorly clean my sewing room because after all those projects, my room was a disaster. So let's jump in. How about we jump in? I brought some previous finishes because it's April and I was changing them out. And I thought, well, since I'm changing them out, I might as well share. So this is my April Barn Sweet Barn. I just changed it out. This one was done. I didn't put a backer on it like the couple of the other months, and I really regret it. Someday I might fix it. I don't know, though. But it's pretty. It sits on my little tier tray that's right next to my coffee maker. So And then I changed out my Lizzie Kate. April sits on my hat. Just got some little glittery eggs. And it's cute. I'm hosting David's mom. I don't know if his sister's coming. She has to work. She might come. But so we're having Easter at our house on Saturday with his family, and then on Sunday we're going to my mom's. So, but I don't think my stepsisters are going to be there. Just I think they're doing Easter anyway. Y'all have blended families. It's complicated. We'll see family. Some of them, all of them, none of them. I don't know. But we will eat ham. I'm gonna put this back here because it's cute. So last week I was finishing up my March mania, and I have a couple finishes. I had started this last Tuesday. Did not get very far, but then I ended up picking this up on Sunday. On this weekend, Friday, I started to stitch, and then I heard that one of my stitchy friends decided to do her own personal 24 hours of cross stitch, and I was like, oh, I'm in. Let me go get some Red Bull. So we really did. Nate drove us to the Dollar General. You remember, I live in the country, so the nearest store is a Dollar General. That gives you the feel of my community. Dollar General. But anyway, so he drove us down there. It was foggy too, so he got to get some good lessons in. And then we got some Red Bull, and then I stitched really late. I started watching on Friday Game of Thrones because I do know the name of it, but I have not finished it, so I decided I would start watching it. And I ended up watching 2 seasons. So I did not get 24 hours in, but I got 20 episodes of Game of Thrones in. Although I do believe a full episode of that I spent cleaning my stitchy room because it was really bad. And I couldn't find floss that I needed. So, but I do know I watched 2 seasons, and that's 20, an hour each, right? And then so I picked this up on Sunday, basically, because I needed to vary everything up because I did a lot of stitching. And I thought the Red Bull was good. I got a watermelon flavor. Dave was like, doesn't it have that weird taste? I was like, I don't know. I've never had a Red Bull. The watermelon flavor was good. It tasted like in Arizona. And it had almost the same effect as Panera lemonade. Also, listen, I got to tell you something. If you get the Panera lemonade, charged lemonade, that's super caffeinated, based on my recommendation, please do not chug it and then send me a text that your heart is beating out of your chest, and then I have to be stressed. I have anxiety, you guys. I don't want to kill nobody. Take it easy. When I get the charged lemonade, I sip on it for a good 2 hours, maybe 3. Take it slow. It's a lot of caffeine. Okay? Nobody. And if you end up hospitalized because of my recommendation, I'll have to quit cross stitch. I'll feel so bad. Anyway, so this weekend I got this done because I was hopped up on caffeinated liquid. And last Wednesday, I finished my April. I told you last week that I only had a little bit left to do, and I was determined to get it done. Of course, I didn't finish it, but I did get the stitching finished. I did not fully finish it. I mean, you can hardly see that white, but in person you can see it a little bit better. I really, really love the color I use. I use almost all color and cotton floss because that is my favorite. And I just love the way it turned out. I love it how there's some sort of social media issue I have where I'll post something online and declare it finished. And then everybody's like, did you do that? Did you forget that? And most of the time, yes, I did. So last week I was so excited, and I posted on the Wordplay Wednesday Facebook group that I had finished my April, and then I looked and I had not finished my April. I'd forgotten the bees, and I'd forgotten the little opening of the hive or whatever. Anyway, I finished it. I did it. It just hurts my ego. It's not a crime. It just hurts my ego. So those are my finishes. Oh, something bad just happened. Okay, so it went flying, but last Wednesday after I finished April, I ended up getting to start May. I was like, I'm going to get these done. Now, May was mostly done. Oh, well, I consider it to be a good ways. You'll see what I have. I have about half of it done. And the reason May is so accomplished is because I had started this by myself in January of 2022. And I was stitching along. I said January, and I got it done. And then did February, I got some of it done. I didn't even start March. Didn't even start April. I don't think. Then I went, and I was really lagging, and my friend Kristen had encouraged me. And she said, well, I'll do it with you. And I said, oh, okay, great. So we started in May. So then it was more fun to stitch along. So from now on, I have all the rest of them started. So I think I looked. I think I have 5 left. I think. But they all have a decent amount of work done. So I think that I'm using online color inspiration. I would show you the cover, but it flew across the room. So I started May right after I finished April. I must have been watching more TV. Then I started last Thursday Spring by Emily Call of Salt.Pepper.Stitching, and I got a bit done. I don't have a cover sheet because I buy the PDF, and I don't print it off because I'm cheap with ink because I'm a homeschooler. But I stitched it on blue to copy my friend Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, who stitched one of these in blue. And then I put that in my mind. I'm doing that. I'll copy that shamelessly. But I'll give her credit. She put it on blue, and it's beautiful. I love that purple. I think it's Primitive Plum by Color and Cotton. I don't know why, but I seem to be using Primitive Plum a lot. I don't often stitch with purple, but when I do, it's Primitive Plum. But I got this done a little bit. I don't think I worked on it for very long, to be honest. And then last Friday? Was Friday the last day? Must have been. I started this. This was the last planned stitch on my March mania. My last new start. And I got a few letters in A, B, C, D. I got the little Easter basket, some flowers done. And then I got bored. And I put it away. And this fabric is delicious. Okay. Please advise, where can I find Color and Cotton fabric? Like, I keep checking her website in case something pops up, but nothing has. Like, what shop, Etsy or whatever, has like a good stock of it? This is vanilla Color and Cotton, I believe. My friend Tammy bought this for me at Stitch Away, and I'm like, this is what I used it for. I used it for the doxology, the spring doxology, and I'm like cherishing every little inch of it. But it's such a dream to stitch on. It's very, very soft. Oh, yeah, so I stitched on this. Then I stitched on my secret Teresa Kogut project for the retreat. And I switched from doing the black, or chalkboard black bottom part of the biscornu. I switched to start doing the yellow part. And I was stitching so much faster. I could stitch in hand. I also got a lamp. Can you see it? I was watching Jessica from Sweetwater Stitcher, and she had bought that lamp, and it was on sale at Joann. And she was talking about how she needed magnification, and she had the Daylight Halo rechargeable travel lamp, and I have that lamp, and I do like it. However, I've had it not even quite a year, and the battery doesn't hold a charge worth a darn anymore. Like, if I charge it for several hours, I might get 20 minutes of that light on. So I've asked other people, and it seems like a lot of people just keep it plugged in. And in theory, that's fine. But sometimes I do take it down to my sofa, and I'm far away from a plug, and it would be nice. But so up here, I tend to not even bother using it because I'm just teetering. So I bought a floor lamp. I did it, and it's so good. and you never have to charge it. So I switched to stitching on that 32 count linen, the yellow part of it, and I got a bunch done. It was super easy. I could stitch pretty quick in hand, didn't have to use a hoop like I do with the chalkboard black, and I felt much more reassured that I have the ability to stitch on that 32 count linen. So I stitched on that for a while, but then I needed a break. And since I was up till like 3, so when this 24 hours of cross stitch had been suggested, I'd already been stitching for like 4 hours straight because I was on episode 4 of Game of Thrones. So then I had to end up switching around a bunch because you can't stitch that long on something. I can't. So then I ended up panicking because I was on Instagram and Allison has finished her 3 Gather Wildflowers, Gather Round, yeah. From Hands On Design, the subscription that I signed up for. She had hers finished. Like finished all the way. And she posted on her Instagram, "Hey, Hands On Design, I'm ready for the next set." And I was like, I gotta get started. Shoot. So I did. So I got a little bit of a start because I was a tad bit concerned. So I got a little bit done. And I don't know what this fabric is, but it's easy to stitch on. I think it's a 16, is it? It's whatever. You get to choose linen or Aida. But a couple weeks ago, I saw someone. I'm going to try to grab this without my phone. Ooh, my phone moved. I saw someone on the internet had finished them on the little metal discs, but then mounted them on this piece. It's from Dollar General. It was $8. And my husband was going to get something at Dollar General. And I said, "Hey, if you see this thing, could you grab it for me?" And he saw it and he grabbed it. So I have that finishing piece. It's still going to go on the disc. It's just not going to be on the twine. And I like the way it looks a lot. So I even have an option, like a finishing piece for it, but I hadn't started it. So now at least I've started one of them. And so Hands On Design had replied on her message, on her post, "Check your email." So I went to look and I was like, oh crap, they're mailing it out in like 3 weeks. I gotta get started. So anyway, so then I stitched on that. Maybe I stitched on that on Saturday. I don't know. It was a whirlwind. I didn't get a lot of sleep. Drank 2 Red Bulls. One on Friday, one on Saturday. And then on Saturday, I believe, I started this. Perhaps. I was watching someone's Flosstube. And I decided I wanted to stitch high rolls. So, I must have been on Friday. I don't know, you guys. I had to buy it. I had to print it. And then I found some fabric. This was in my stash. I don't know what it is. Actually, I don't know what it is. Forget I said anything. But I found it in there. And so I got a little start. I don't have all the floss for that. I just started it with what I did have. I think I need like 3 more flosses for that. Or I need to substitute. So I ended up, this is the weirdest thing because I just started so many new projects in March. But yet this weekend, did a couple more. Just whatever I felt like. Yesterday's Monday, I pulled out my April Prairie Schooler and started stitching on it during school. During March Mania, they flip that, reverse it. During March Mania, I had been pretty much stitching during school on whatever was the piece of the day. So whether it was a whip or a new start, I pretty much during school just stitched on that. And that was nice. It was nice. But so my March Prairie Schooler has not been started. On Friday? Sunday. Y'all, I am in a time warp. On Sunday, the night it was like late at night, and I decided, oh, I better kit up my prairie schooler for school, since I'm going to go back to that in April. And I could not find this pattern. I could not find the April in my bin. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I thought I had every single one of those prairie schooler patterns. I better buy one. I better buy the one I'm missing. So I hopped online. I was like, this is an emergency. Forget the 15th. I'm going to buy it because I got to get started on it. And so I looked at it online and I said, well, gee, that looks familiar. Like, really familiar. I was looking at it and I said, I think I specifically remember those flowers in stitching the sheep. So I thought before I check out, oh, did I just flash the chart? I'm sorry. I better check my under the bed storage, and I'll be darned. I have no idea when I started this. No clue. But a significant amount done. I'm going to assume it was last April. There's no photographic or social media evidence. So did it even happen? I don't know. I had done the flowers at the bottom, those sheep. And the house was framed out. I started filling in. I filled in the door and I filled in the pink of the big house yesterday and today. And boy, it is nice to have mindless fill in. And then I did that whole rabbit too. Can you believe it? So I'm glad I looked instead of buying it again. So I'm going to keep working on that. It's a delight to stitch on these. Really, truly. Really. That house though. Can you even with the colors on that? I love it. So that's what I was stitching. And then I have a couple of things I've been doing. I want to first tell you about some happy mail I got. A really, really sweet friend of mine, Caitlin, asked me for my address the other last week or something. Well, I don't remember when it was. I don't know what day it is. She asked me for my address, and I gave it to her because, and she sent me this out of the blue. First, she sent a little card. Isn't that cute? And she sent me this pattern, Christmas stitches. And can you see all of the geese? Aren't they perfect? And the rabbits. What year was this? Doesn't say. It does not. 1987. I was 4. So thank you very much, Caitlin. That was amazing. Such a surprise. So I mentioned last week that to celebrate all of my new friends hitting 2,000 subscribers, I was planning a giveaway. So I decided to make a project bag. But then when I make a project bag, I obviously should make 20. Because if I'm going to start the process, I might as well mass produce them. So I have a whole stack over there. And I ended up having to buy zippers. And they're 3 meters long. And so I don't really know how I'm going to organize them. And I'm worried about them getting tangled up and disheveled. So I've been all sorts of crafty. And I did a lot of that on Sunday, I believe. But I made these, and I just want to show a little quick sneak peek. These are a secret thing. And aren't they cute? Hold on. They're like a little barn. And then on the other side, there's some canning jars. And then in the inside, there's all these different, like there's cows. And there's chickens and all sorts of stuff. They're secret. And then the project bags I made. So, if you're a subscriber and you would like to try to win this giveaway, I would like you to comment with the word tomato. I made these. Now, I'm going to tell you, they're not my favorite. And you'll be saying, Teresa, why would you make crap bags and then give them away to us? Well, because I didn't know. Okay, I make soft bags. I make very, very soft bags. I don't have any nearby. Oh, here's one. I usually use batting. Look at you can stuff it right in your purse. I usually use batting. And I quilt it in there a lot of times. Sometimes they're just minimal, but they're usually soft. I could wad it up and put it in my purse. I mean, hopefully I wouldn't because my pattern. But I decided to try a stiffer liner or fusible web or fusible fleece or whatever you call it. And so I did. And I'm not a huge fan. Do I think they look okay? Yes, I do. Am I still going to give them white? Yes, I am. But I made 2. Because I have 2,000 friends. So if you would like to be entered to win, the inside is the same as the outside. I happen to have a bunch of this fabric. And I was like, that is perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh wait, hold on. It's all curved up. Hold on. This is not how Price is Right model would display something. So the inside is the tomatoes. And anywho, so they're very firm. You cannot shove them in your purse. And if you would like to possibly own one, just comment somehow, some way with the word tomato in it. And I think that I didn't talk too much about my tomatoes, so sometimes there is a fair bit of conversation in the comments about tomatoes. But so anyway, those are for my friends. And then I made a whole bunch more. So don't think that I'm just like giving you something I hate. Like, I'm going to make all of those. They're all going to be stiff like this. And I'm going to see what the fuss is about. A lot of people like really stiff. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you something. I won a Como Stitches bag. Well, okay. No, I got to buy one. I mean, I was fast enough to buy a Como Stitches bag last Friday. Miracle of all miracles. I have tried 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks. So hopefully it'll get here soon and I can show you next week. And I'm really, really excited. I wonder how stiff her bags are. But I do know that a lot of people like stiffer bags. So I tried it. And I have 19 others to do. So I'm going to be using some stiff bags for a while too. So anyway, not to dog on my own bags, but I'm very realistic in my capabilities. Okay. I'm not a professional. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I think that's all I have to tell you. This coming week, I do have quite a bit going on. I don't know. I'm going to stitch with my friend Megan again at Panera. I don't know if I'll do the lemonade because I do need to sleep normal for a while. This weekend is Easter. I'm hosting on Saturday and then I'm going to my mom's on Sunday. I feel like there's a lot going on, but I don't know what. I feel like there's the whole summer is starting to fill up with plans in my world. I don't know about you. I mean, summer is always busy, but we have plans in August for cousin camp, and I got invited to a wedding in July, and I just feel like everything's filling up, so it's exciting. That's all. Oh, I know. In May, we finally decided on our plans to go to Washington, D.C. We wanted to go to D.C. as a cap off for our U.S. history curriculum, to take Nate to the Capitol. I've never been. And I think my husband has, but it's been a long time. So we finally booked up our trip for that. So that's coming up soon, in less than a month. That's probably why everything seems like filling up. Anyway, that's all I have today. It's not as much fun around here when I don't have a new start every single day. But now I have to slay all these whips. I did not start on my whips at all yet, but it's only day 4. So I have time. Famous last word. Isn't that what I say every month at the beginning? I have plenty of time. And then by the end of the month, I'm just ranting about how I underestimate these whip goals. It'll be fine. Anyway, I hope that you're having a wonderful spring. I hope that you're thawed out. We've been getting a ton of rain. A ton. April showers bring May flowers. And we had a ton of lightning on Friday. So a lot of our grass has started to green up and nice, but it will be a while until we have leaves on trees and stuff. But thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello and commenting and subscribing and telling people about my weird channel. And thank you I just appreciate all of you so much. And there was a lot of love on reaching 2,000, and I just think that it's so amazing, this little place where we can get to know each other. I don't know. So weird. I appreciate you all though. And thank you for everything. The comments, and anyway. I'll talk to you next week. Don't forget to leave a comment with the word tomato if you want to, you know what. Just remember, I'm not a professional. And they're very stiff. You can't shove them in your purse. Maybe I'll be a convert after this. A lot of people really love stiff bags, but we'll see. So, I'll talk to you next week, friends. Take care. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.